mom is crazy. What a twisted bitch.
Involvement with drugs and overall trying to be cool. On the other
What? Wait, so is that supposed to be a... The movies are way more interesting? Okay.
Today, we'll be talking...
I feel like I'll probably recognize most of the scenes.
Hey guys,
if they're well known.
Another video. If it looks like I have the Edgar cut, that's because I do. I'm just trying to get all the orange
spooky,
hair out.
Random.
It started off pink and now it's orange, and there's still some tips left. I don't know if you guys could tell. I don't want my brand to be TUV, the dude that dyes his hair. You know, like, no.
Then you didn't take Ninja's Masterclass. That's what it's all about.
Off codes for anything at earldoesn'texist.com. Like this amazing shirt, for example. I don't exist. Earl Juice. Also, the day that this
that's what
video
Ninja
is
preaches.
uploaded,
Blue hair, baby.
will be officially out. So make sure to
That's
click the
all
link
the
in the
success.
description after this video. Please make sure to watch it. It's me and my two best friends, Brandon and Cameron, and we just literally talk about anything.
I was freaking the fuck out, and I couldn't move my body. I went numb, and in order to move my
Can you
limbs,
play
I
the
would have to
Pokemon
look
theme?
at it
No.
and then move like that. I couldn't move it without it.
I'm not trying to be funny, but that sounds kind of lit.
No!
Anyway, the way this video will work is I have a list of movie scenes that I personally found disturbing, but you guys gave me the ideas for them. So thank you guys so much. I always love getting the
Martyrs is going to be on here.
You guys on the community tab. You guys always
100%
so
Martyrs.
We're talking about 3 disturbing movie scenes in detail, and I also have some quickies at the end.
Wait,
without
3?
further ado, let's get started with the video. The House That Jack Built. Hunting scene. The House That Jack Built is a 2018 psychological horror film that follows Jack Dillon, a serial killer who, over a 12-year period from the late 1970s into 1980s, commits numerous murders
This
in the
movie
state
is
of Washington.
fucked.
The film
Really?
is structured in a way of flashbacks, as Jack tells his killing stories to another man by the name of Verge. Jack sorts out all of his killings into 5 incidents. Keep in mind, Jack is incredibly smart, and all of the murders are extremely brutal. Though today, I'd like to talk about the 3rd incident. In this scene, Jack manages to lure a single mother and her 2 boys into a hunting trip and explains they're going to hunt deer. Jack shows off and teaches the boys about the different types of guns he owns and when to use them.
Are we going hunting?
No. Hunting is such an unpleasant thing.
Pretty wholesome moment if he wasn't about to... You know what, let me just continue. He continues to talk about how he actually doesn't like hunting, but it's clear to see he's only mocking the mindset as he does the same thing but with humans. Also explaining that it's smarter to kill the baby deers first, based on the fact that the 2 older ones can survive on their own and not the other way around. The movie then cuts to the mother panicking
Thurman's
with her
in it
kids
and it
hiding
gets
somewhere in
fucked
the
up.
field. Really interesting how this movie just cuts to the point. It didn't describe how they ended up getting there, it just cut straight to it. Anyway, one of the boys peeks his head out and is just missed by Jack's bullet. Then that same kid decides to be an idiot and run across the field, leading him to be shot in the leg. Sorry if the footage is blurred. Even though this is scripted violence, I don't want someone to review my video. I'm just trying to comply with YouTube's rules. I will leave a playlist down in the description below with all the scenes that are available on YouTube. Make sure to click that after this video. Do not ruin my watch time.
Anonymous.
Let's continue. Anyway, the kid gets shot in the leg, then the torso as the mother screams for her baby. Being a mother, she runs towards him and cries while holding him. Jack notices the other boy peeking his head and decides to... The mother cries even harder and in fact isn't killed. She is spared for the moment. We then cut to a clip of Jack forcing the single mother
this was a real serial killer
to force feed pie to her dead son's mouths. The scene is very quiet and unsettling, being able to hear the mother's breaths and flies around the corpses. Jack says that this has been an excellent day and asks the mother for her favorite number, and she eventually says 12. So he begins counting as he climbs his tower, and the mother, unwilling to continue with life, accepts her fate as she slowly walks away and is then shot in the head. The whole movie is incredibly unique and gruesome. It really uses the power of sound design to its advantage, creating these unsettling scenes even more difficult to watch. Don't quote me on this, but from what I've seen from researching these psychological horror films, a lot of them have the sound added in post, even the voices.
Was this a theatrical release?
There are a bunch more. For now, let's head on to the next movie on this list.
I can't imagine that actually hitting theaters, but that's a pretty star-studded cast. It was a very limited release. Thanks to the resub nachos and the gift sub, Sierra. He builds a house out of human bodies. It's fucked. Yeah, it sounds like Ed Gein. So it seems like it's inspired by serial killers then.
Requiem for a Dream. Ending scene. Requiem for a Dream.
Oh yeah, everyone always puts this on there.
It follows 4 main characters who
ass to ass.
Sarah Goldfarb, who during the film becomes addicted
Jared
to
Leto,
pills, her son Harry, his girlfriend Marion, and Harry's best friend Tyrone, all 3 of which are addicted to and deal heroin. This movie is extremely disturbing, but not for obvious reasons. The camera work is phenomenal and really holds.
It is a really unsettling movie. Like, it actually is.
If we're gonna talk about the ending scene, let me give you guys the full context of the movie. I'll try my best to sum it up. All of these characters have goals. Sarah wants to be on TV, Harry and Marion want to start a clothing business, and Tyrone wants to escape his gang life to make his mother, who passed away, proud. The way Sarah was introduced to pills was due to her getting a call from a TV show.
I'm calling to tell you you've already won.
Out of excitement, she goes to her closet and pulls out a dress she wore to Harry's graduation. Sadly, she no longer fits into the dress, which eventually leads to one of her colleagues telling her that there are pills that can make her lose her appetite. She begins taking them, and she does lose weight, but she also slowly starts losing her sanity. She also decides to dye her hair red in order to make a stunning appearance.
I wonder if he's going to do the ass to ass
scene. Marion,
scene.
Harry's girlfriend, is being blackmailed by her psychiatrist to go to dinner with him, and if she doesn't comply, he will leak all of her information to her parents, which will lead them to basically disown her, and they also don't even know that she's a heroin addict. They also send her money, so she'll lose that too. And no money means no heroin. As the story continues, and after a shootout, Tyrone explains to Harry that the heroin amount in the area is low, but there will be a shipment coming from
I didn't think the ending was the most disturbing part.
The normal cost. Not having enough cash, Harry convinces Marion to sleep with the psychiatrist in order to get some more money. She does the deed and is so disgusted that she throws up after the fact.
No, ass to ass is a little before the end.
To the new heroin shipment location,
isn't it?
Sadly, things go bad when another shootout begins. During this, Marion is fiending for more drugs and gets extremely angry when Harry comes back empty-handed. Back to Sarah. After a horrible pill hallucination, she makes her way to the TV show headquarters and is eventually sent to a mental hospital. Tyrone and Harry go to a hospital to treat Harry's left arm, which is the one where he injects heroin into, and upon seeing this, the doctor calls the cops on them. In prison, Harry is having extreme withdrawals and is sent to the hospital. Before he's sent though, he makes a call to Marion where she begs him one last time to come back home. Harry, knowing he can, acts like he will. Eventually, out of desperation,
Marion you're right, that is the scene.
Doing disgusting things for men in order to comply with her addiction. Okay, I finally got the context out of the way. Now, the disturbing ending. Throughout this film, we see how drugs are not the answer and will lead to you ruining your life, and this scene emphasizes where our 4 main characters are now. Harry wakes up in the hospital, and as the camera pans out, we see his left arm is amputated. He begins crying because he knows he'll never own that clothing business with his girlfriend, and feels insanely guilty he got her into prostitution.
Jared Leto's only good role, by the way.
With smeared and sweaty makeup as she hugs a bag of drugs, and we can see that she has fully lost herself along with her dignity, as the heroin is the only thing that matters now. Tyrone is in his prison bed, having dreams about his mother, who sadly he never made proud, and Sarah is in a full psychotic state in a mental hospital. She proceeds to have a dream which we can only assume is what she always wanted, and that's her on TV with Harry and Marion engaged, proud as she gets to see
Dallas.
her son
I never saw
in a
Dallas
successful
Buyers
state,
Club.
along with the audience cheering
Can't
him on.
opine.
Sarah sheds a tear, and the movie ends. It's an incredibly sad and disturbing movie, but serves a great message because this is sadly some people's reality. I know Jared Leto gets a lot of hate, especially now.
True, he sucks now. Morbius he's trash.
And the Joker role that he played, but he does not let down in this movie. I promise you, it's a phenomenal movie. I don't even use that fucking word, phenomenal.
It's a Requiem for a Dream. Most people only know the song. Requiem for a Dream, like the song, transcended the movie, so it's used in like everything. It used to be used in every old YouTube tutorial. That and 009 Soundscape. So most people know it just from hearing the song, but no one like ties it to the movie anymore. It's super disconnected now. True, and a lot of trailers. Requiem for a Dream got used in a ton of trailers. Here's the Prime Impulse. The movie was huge. Yeah, and it came out in what, 1995? Fuck, I forgot. I'm pretty sure Tub just said too. Let me see. Well, here, let me... I don't want the ass to ass thing to come up. Let me just play it safe. Oh, it came out in 2000. Oh, what the fuck? I thought it was much older than that. Huh. What do you know? Thanks a resub Ken. The bits Timbo.
It's a great movie, and I I really recommend showing this to someone who's dealing with drug addiction. I think by the end of it, they'll definitely have a different look on it. Let's head over to
In Pussy, in Burden and Ash.
Megan is Missing, barrel scene. Megan is Missing is a 2011 found footage psychological horror film.
Never
the
heard
film,
of it.
which takes place in 2007, revolves around the days leading up to the disappearance of Megan Stewart, a high school student in North Hollywood who decided to meet up with a boy she was interacting with online, and the investigation launched by her best friend Amy Herman. Interestingly, the cameras in this movie are all from, well, webcams and camcorders, making the movie feel that much more personal. The director, Michael Goy, based the film on a series of real-life cases of child abduction, and the movie served as a wake-up call to the youth on meeting strangers online. In
this
late
movie's
2020,
ass.
the movie peaked in popularity on TikTok as people were recording their reactions to certain scenes in the movie. This caught the attention of Goy, which led him to make this video right here.
Hello, my friends on TikTok. This is Michael Goy, the writer-director of Megan is Missing. And I got a text from Amber Perkins, the lead actress in my movie, that it was exploding on TikTok at the moment. And I didn't get to give you the customary warnings that I used to give people before they watched Megan is Missing, which are: do not watch the movie in the middle of the night, do not watch the movie alone, and if you see the words photo number 1 pop up on your screen, you have about 4 seconds to shut off the movie if you're already kind of freaking out before you start seeing things that
this movie absolutely blows ass. I can just tell already.
Apologies to those who are already posting about how the movie has freaked them out, but fair warning to those of you who are still contemplating watching the film. Thanks.
The beginning of the movie informs us with the following information. On January 14th,
1,
2007, 14-year-old Megan Stewart disappeared. 3 weeks later,
timber.
her best friend Amy Herman also vanished. Throughout watching Megan is Missing, we see Megan doesn't have the best lifestyle, screaming arguments with her mother,
crazy. What a twisted bitch.
involvement with drugs, and overall trying to be cool. On the other
what? Wait, so is that supposed to be a... Wait, is that supposed to be like a kid? Like he's supposed to be like a 16-year-old or something? They couldn't find someone younger? It's Shaggy, man. True. Like, zoinks, Megan, your mom's such a fucking bitch. Go.
Involvement with drugs, and overall trying to be cool. On the other hand, Amy is a much more innocent and down-to-earth girl. After a horrible high school party and an even weirder story from Megan giving a blowjob when she was only, let's just say extremely young.
This explosion in my mouth. And this hot gooey stuff starts coming out.
Jesus, what the
Did you
fuck?
swallow any of it?
Yeah. I swallowed a lot of it because I didn't have a choice.
Megan explains to Amy how she's been video chatting with a guy named Josh, username Skater Dude, though she's the only one that has a camera throughout the chats. They agree to meet at a party, but she stood up, and Skater Dude reveals that he was there, but he was too shy to go up to her.
You look so great. I mean, you looked incredible. I totally felt my heart skip a beat when I saw you. I guess I just wimped out.
They then agree to meet again, and she ends up going missing that same night. This starts a hunt led by Amy, and as the days follow, the news goes public. We also get this message on the screen. On March 4th, 2007, 2 photos of a girl later identified to be Megan Stewart were posted on a fetish website bulletin board. The owner of the website contacted the FBI because of the disturbing nature of the photos. These photos have never been previously released to the public. Then we see the photo number 1 caption. Look, I've seen other YouTube videos include this image in their videos, but I'm really not trying to get age restricted. But you could literally look it up. I'm not going to show the image, I'll show a blurred version of it, but I'll do my best to describe it for you guys. It shows a wooden board with Megan's head peeking through a hole in it as she's wearing a metal gag, forcing her mouth wide open and lifting her nose up. She is visibly terrified and has eyeliner running down her cheeks from the crying. We then get a second photo, which is a Sony Vegas preset, showing that she can't escape. Eventually, her friend Amy is also abducted by this person. We then get this notice. Following are the final 22 minutes of footage from Amy's camera, unedited and unaltered. We see she's chained up, treated like an animal.
Why are you doing this to me? Wait. Where is Megan? Is she here?
And and there's a horrible bloody R-word scene. By the way, when I say R-word, it's not because it's a bad word. I mean, it's a bad word when it comes to YouTube. Almost all of the scenes from this section of the movie can make it on this list, but we're gonna talk about the specific barrel scene. Josh, the guy that captured her, then tells Amy to get in this blue barrel because he doesn't want her to know where she lives. He lifts the top, revealing Megan's corpse, and Amy freaks the fuck out and is then forced into the barrel alongside the corpse. And now, the final scene of the movie, which I am talking about. I wasn't just talking about the corpse.
So this was a popular thing on TikTok?
A disturbing scene. I want to talk about the actual ending, which again, in my opinion, is the worst part of the film. An over 10-minute scene of Josh digging a hole to bury both of the girls in. Throughout these 10 minutes, we hear nothing but pain come from Amy. The saddest part is hearing her try her best to convince Josh that she loves him as a last resort of him letting her go.
I love you, Josh.
Wasn't it Vine era? No, it was like 2021, right? The movie's old, but apparently this was popular on TikTok. I don't know.
I know we can love each other.
But Josh doesn't say a word throughout these 10 minutes. Just a steady camera as we, the audience, witness this young girl's death.
I love you.
And once she's covered in dirt, Josh picks the camera up, walks a few feet away from the scene, and the movie ends with the two girls missing posters. That's it. I didn't sort these movies out from like least.
I never heard of that one.
Disturbing.
I've heard of 1 out of 3.
I researched them, but honestly, Megan is Missing might be the most disturbing one on here for me, just because it can be so real, but also can the other two, right? Serial killers exist and drug addicts exist. But when we're talking about the internet, I feel like that's a whole new world that
who writes this shit?
Place. Definitely don't meet up with randoms. We literally had a whole video.
That definitely wasn't a theatrical movie.
Video. You can even see the Craigslist video.
That was 100% straight to streaming.
Not meeting people online. And if you are gonna meet someone online, you gotta make sure it's someone you really trust with your life. But let's head over to Tuvington's quickies. All right, so in this section of the video, we're gonna go through 9 quick movie scenes. I'm gonna talk over them because if I don't talk over them and describe what's going on, then 1, I could get a copyright claim, or worse, a copyright strike. I have to give my commentary on these things. Playlist and down below. All right, so at number 1, we have the degloving scene in Gerald's game. All right, so in this scene, we see a woman remove her hand from this handcuff right here, and as she's doing it, sorry if it's blurred, guys, not trying to get taken down, but we see, I mean, exactly what I just said. Entire skin of her hand.
This movie sucked.
Just comes completely off, and we just see the red bloody hand meat left over. Mirror's jawbreak scene. So the whole point of this movie
mirrors.
Is that there's an alternate dimension that can be accessed through mirrors.
I remember they used to, this is Kiefer Sutherland. Well, Kiefer Sutherland had one. I remember they used to advertise this movie sometimes on fucking Boomerang, I think, late at night. Might have been Boomerang. I don't remember. It was something I used to frequently watch, and it was definitely supposed to, like, it was a more kids network, but for some reason they were advertising mirrors from time to time. That shit was so scary to me. It was fucking horrifying. I remember it's like there's a bathroom scene in the trailer where she's like leaving one of the stalls, looks in the mirror, then looks down, and the thing's still looking at her in the mirror. That shit blew my mind. I didn't trust my reflection for, I don't know, a month or however long they ran those ads.
Mirrors, they're kind of like
is this
demons
old?
In the mirror.
It's like 2000.
It's just yourself, and it's just these versions of you in the mirror that just kill you. So for this scene, there's a woman.
Well, this is the one.
Bathtub, and the evil version of her
in the
mirror
it's not this
decides to break her jaw off, and the way she does that is she puts one hand on the lower jaw and another hand on the roof of her mouth, and just stretches until the jaw breaks completely off. Creepshow roach scene, pretty disgusting scene where there's a bunch of roaches attacking this one dude. I didn't watch this movie, so I'm not going to act like I know what's going on, but that looks disgusting. It's an old movie, so you can see that's kind of like bad effects compared to today's standards.
Nah, it's practical effects. That's good.
Face smashing scene. All right,
great movie.
You want to come up here and tell them about the face smashing scene?
With the general?
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth was a good movie.
So in freshman year, random story, guys. Sorry, about to say a random story. My Spanish teacher showed us this movie. Why?
Same.
Because
Same.
Spanish it had nothing to do with what we were learning, but it
That's
was
when
in
I watched
Spanish.
it
She showed
too.
to us. And there's this horrible scene where this dude gets his fucking face smashed in with a bottle. I remember when my teacher was like, "If you guys are queasy, you can step out of the room." 2 pussies stepped out of the room. I remember you guys, but nah, it's a pretty cool scene. Pretty cool scene. Insidious devil scene. I don't.
Oh, this
know
movie's
it's the
so
devil,
bad.
But
This movie's
I always
trash.
call it the devil, but this ugly motherfucker.
I don't understand at all how people find this to be a good horror movie. Tiana and Devin, a friend of ours, recently watched it, so I saw some of it. It is so bad. This movie is actual dog shit. Like, I don't understand where, like, the glowing reviews come from.
It has that one song, the tiptoe through the windows. Y'all know that song? It's like, nah, bro, that.
No, it's just not good. Like, it's just not a good movie. Like, it's a fun, bad movie, I guess, at absolute best. Thanks for the gift sub, Young.
That scene is creepy. That's so disturbing. They killed it with the makeup in that movie, for real. That one scared me as a kid. The original Exorcist. We could put the whole movie here. That movie is
classic.
very haunting. When she does that 360
It's gonna be the head turn, yeah.
Ooh, that go crazy. That movie gave me nightmares. You know what the craziest part about that movie is, bruh? Based on a true story. Isn't that insane? You could actually find the audio files. I've said this before. You can actually find the real audio files of the real exorcism of Emily Rose on YouTube. I'm going to link that in the playlist as well in case you guys are interested. But some of the most haunting stuff ever. A Serbian film, which I literally can't talk about on YouTube. But I know you guys are going to request me to talk about this. I'm not trying to get age restricted. Like
that's shock for the sake of
shock.
shock.
In the playlist if you guys want to check it out. It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie. Salo or...
That's one of those movies that they made just to be shocking. So that way people would talk about it because it's so shocking. It's fucking cringe is what it is. This is fucked up for no reason. Thanks for some fulcrum. I'm gonna give some Cobra.
Or the 120 Days of Sodom. Again, I can't talk about this one, but I feel like people are gonna get mad at me for not even mentioning these 2 films. I literally can't talk about these. All I'm gonna say is it includes children in like the most horrible manner you can think of a movie including children. It's bad, like extremely fucking bad. I'll let you guys know. I watched Salo last year in its entirety and I came out a different man. Then I decided to make morbid videos, and I'm just kidding about that last part. It's definitely a hard watch. Serbian Film and Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom are definitely some hard watches. I did watch Salo in its entirety, but it took me a while. You know those long pauses where you gotta think about life for a second? There was a lot of those for Salo. Yeah, we're done with the list now. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Didn't put Martyrs on here?
Make sure to leave a like, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys got some extra time after you watch that playlist.
Damn, Martyrs was a shoo-in. Missed opportunity there. Martyrs is actually a good movie that happens to be extremely unnerving. What's Martyrs? I mean, it's an older movie now. I'm sure I can talk about it without spoilers in order to, like, sell you on what makes it fucked up. Martyrs is a 2008 film, I think. Something like that. And basically, there's a group of people who believe that... I don't know. I feel like giving this away might be too much. I don't know. It's a disturbing movie, but it's very interesting. It's not just disturbing for the sake of being disturbing. It has like an actual meaning for it. Just say it anyway. Okay. I guess if you care, this is spoilers. Martyrs is a movie about like a group of people, a cult, that believe that people can get like they're really obsessed with the idea of knowing what comes next after life, and they believe that if you push humans to the very brink of death, they get to see a glimpse of the other side. So they've been trying for a long time to get a martyr, which is someone that's very close to death and can translate like what they're experiencing and what they're seeing. So the movie's about this girl and her sister. Her sister has escaped this martyrs cult and nobody believes her that it existed in the first place. They live in this house, it's been a while since I've seen it. The girl goes to a random house of what looks to be like a totally normal family, and she murders them. Literally just blasts holes through them. And then her sister is mortified, like, holy shit, my sister's a killer, this is awful, oh my god. She's lost her mind. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Just killed this innocent family. And then her sister, I believe, ends up killing herself right afterwards, right in front of her other sister. So then she's like more traumatized, and she's just hiding in this house, like processing everything. But before she can do anything, one of the cult members comes and fucks her up. Like, then she gets tortured. It's all confirmed this was a real thing. These people do this. She gets tortured. They flay her, deglove her, beat the shit out of her. Just all the most heinous things you can imagine, and it's fucking wild. But it's like an actually like well-made movie.